The brilliantly shining sun and the blue ocean spread out before my eyes. Palms lined the road, and it looked just like a picture-perfect resort. My boyfriend gripped the steering wheel next to me. We were driving along the coastal road. Driving towards the resort in his car. What a wonderful date. That was what I thought. At least, until I heard where we were going. Why on earth are we staying in that haunted hotel? Everything would have been perfect if we were staying in a normal hotel. Don't talk like that. You like horror, don't you? Well, I don't hate it. We met each other at the Horror Appreciation Club at university. I enjoyed it as fiction, but he was always trying to get that thrill from horror movies in real life too. As such, he often visited ghost spots, and more of our dates ended up being these haunted locations as well. I didn't really believe in ghosts or the occult or such, but as long as he was having fun, that was the stance I took. But I was hoping we could go sightseeing while we're here too. They call it a haunted hotel, but at a glance it looks pretty nice, huh? It's still in operation, so of course it looks nice. He dragged me into the hotel like I was a snivelling child. The date was June 5th. We were to stay for one night. According to my boyfriend, the next day was the day that bad spiritual things would occur. On June 6th, at 6 o'clock, a mother took her own life and that of her child's in one of these rooms. It wasn't clear whether 6 o'clock meant AM or PM. My boyfriend booked the day before so that we could cover both times, just in case. That child was persecuted simply for being born at 6 o'clock on June 6th, and so, to protect her child, the mother fled to Japan, where belief in demons wasn't so strong. However, living in a foreign country was extremely difficult, and so the mother rented this room, the birthday room, to create one final nice memory. We were now in the birthday room, the room where it all happened. It was a fancy room with cute decorations, and it would no doubt make any children very happy. It feels kinda strange being in the birthday room when it's not my birthday. Yeah. Look, I'm tired from driving, so I'm gonna take a nap, okay? Hang on. Don't worry. What's important is 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. tomorrow. All right, good night, he said, and then turned his back to me and went to bed. Jeez. And we'd come all this way for an overnight trip. There was little else I could do, so I decided to kill some time by watching TV. It seemed I fell asleep while watching TV. Noises from the hall woke me up. Wait. Is it already 6 o'clock? A bad feeling washed over me. My boyfriend was snoring peacefully next to me. The sound was gradually getting louder, so I readied myself and then opened the door. Who is it? I flung the door open and outside stood the cursed child. No, not the child, but an old lady from room service. Here's a cake, Special for the birthday room. Thanks. The woman handed me the cake as I stood there with a stupid look on my face, and then left. Jeez. As I returned to the room, the smell of the cake seemed to have woken my boyfriend. Oh, a cake! Let's eat! We were so relaxed that we basically forgot we were in a haunted hotel and, soon after that, fell asleep. Gah! My boyfriend's shrill scream ripped through the room. What's wrong? Oh, my leg! Your leg? What's wrong with it? I have a cramp. Annoyed, I got ready to go back to sleep, but before I pulled the blankets up, I checked the time on my phone. 6:30. It was 30 minutes after the designated time, meaning whatever it was had to happen at 6 p.m. then. Well, it's not like anything will actually happen anyway. The two of us woke up naturally around lunchtime, and then we ordered room service for lunch. But I'm glad it wasn't 6 in the morning. My camera wasn't on. You still haven't given up? Huh, this is tastier than expected. I wolfed down the black curry I ordered, and then I got back into bed. I'm stuffed. Me too. I always get so sleepy when I'm full. Same. I was a bit worried about what might happen at first, but the food is great and I'm able to relax, so maybe this isn't so bad after all. We messed around a little after that and then took another nap. I jumped up at a loud electronic sound not too unlike a siren. I had no idea what that sound was. Maybe this time, I thought, and checked the time on my phone. 6 p.m? Already? But my boyfriend was oddly calm. Yeah, that sound has to be the notice for us to check out. So in the end, nothing happened, huh? I mean, that's fine, isn't it? I still had fun. We put the hotel behind us and got back on the road. I listened to the car radio as I let the trip sink in, but my boyfriend really did look tired. Feeling bad, I asked him about the hotel we had just stayed in. Come to think of it, this devil child, did they know their name or anything? I think it was George. Was this George Japanese, like Georgie? No, I'm pretty sure he was born in New York, and because they treated him like a demon in America, that was why they came here. Yeah, I've heard of people being ostracized here too, but I think there would be a lot less sad incidents if we all just tried to understand each other better. But the stories we like are often about those victims, right? At that moment, suddenly the happy birthday song started to play in the car. Huh? Weren't we just listening to the radio? Yeah, maybe it's somebody's birthday. For a moment I agreed with him, but as the song kept going, suddenly we both went pale. Eh? George? No. It's gotta be some guy named Georgie instead. But his hands trembled, betraying the calmness of his voice. When the song was done, we heard a child laugh in the car. A child with blood dripping down his forehead stared at us through the cracked windscreen glass. My boyfriend panicked. He spun the steering wheel and sent the car into a spin. That child's creepy face staring at us was the last thing we ever saw.
日本は19時でしたね。ニューヨークスタジオからお送りしております。サクサクラジオ。さて、こちらは6月6日、朝6時を回ったのですが。